Oh, hello. It's good to see you again. As you can tell, things are still pretty much the same around here. Hello friends, welcome to Mr. Snayl's Wild Ride. I am Mr. Snayl, and the wild ride is my life so far. A while back, my friend Dante was visiting, and we got to talking. See, he's neurotypical and was wondering what life is like on the autism spectrum. Well, we decided we better record it, and I wound up taking a couple of the answers from that discussion and putting them together into an episode that aired a little while back. A link for that's in the spat boot below. Well, it turns out by overwhelming popular demand, I am now happy to bring you the second installment in what I've come to call A Peek Under the Shell. Unlike just about everybody else I know, I've spent more of my adult life not working than working. In the sense of, like, been fighting fires instead of working.
And that began with your mom's illness?
Yeah. I wound up being isolated from sort of standard and regular social interaction. My wife and I became very insular while we were dealing with one problem or another. You're in the hospital, or your parents just died, your wife's dying, or any number of other, like, really notable, horrible things are happening. People let you get away with a lot of stuff, a big pass on a lot of things, so people excuse it. And so I might have been acting out in all sorts of horrible ways that nobody batted an eye. But if I had been without those excuses, people would have been like, dude, you're a dick. And that went on for more than 10 years. So how would I have known if nobody was calling me out on it? To her credit, my wife stuck by me despite how difficult I made things on her for so long. She also found ways to work around conflicts that we had. Or we found ways together. We sort of sidestepped things that might have said something was more amiss than just, why is he such a jerk about such and such? First thing that I would say is, if you haven't already, forgive yourself, your past self, for all of the things you didn't understand and thought were your fault. I know that I've been down that path my whole life, that I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what was wrong with me and why didn't people understand me and why didn't I understand them. There were so many things that people did that everybody else did or liked or whatever that I didn't understand. Why do they care? Why do they pop their collars? Knowing now that it's not that there's something wrong with you. It wasn't a flaw in your character. It wasn't that you were crazy. Being wired different is not something that you can change or choose any more than, being gay or the color of your skin or how tall you are genetically predisposed to being. So try to forgive yourself for that, if at all possible. The only other piece of advice would be to try to learn to forgive other people, if you can. I talked about this in a past video too, where knowing experientially that I have a number of problems that are not evident on the surface, and my wife too. I know hidden disabilities from the inside. I've come to understand how many things that encompasses. Any given person that you encounter or see on the street or anywhere, you have no way of knowing what is going on for them. So if someone's scowling at you or cuts you off in traffic or walking funny on the sidewalk on the other side of the street, I've come to realize that you can never know what might be going on for anybody and everybody. So try to forgive yourself and try to forgive the other guy. The answer to that depends on when the pill is offered. There have been times in my life where I was so frustrated and unhappy about the isolation I was feeling, on top of a chronic level of unhappiness and dissatisfaction with myself, that, I would give anything to be normal. I've also said that I hate change, and at least I know what this is like. If this were a real setup, then I would have 100 pre-questions. Would I be dumber? Would I be more athletic? I would make it unfun. I have to admit, some of those questions were pretty painful. Not painful like the truth hurts, just sometimes it's pretty difficult to get at the answers. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and if I do this kind of thing again, what I should do differently, or maybe what other kind of questions you might want answered. As always, whatever questions you may have for me, anything you want to know, just ask. Until next time, please like this video and share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you soon, I hope. I don't know if this was a trend in anybody else's high school, but when I was like a junior and senior, the big thing was for guys to wear pants with suspenders, but the suspenders weren't up. They were just hanging off of their waistband down around their asses. And although I always thought the popped collars was a little silly, the dangling suspenders was the most senseless thing I could possibly imagine. I like vests. I was very happy in the mid-90s when vests came back in vogue, and I took full advantage. But putting suspenders on, which is something that's supposed to hold your pants up, and then having them just hang off your pants, it's like putting on a belt and not doing it up. And I've never seen that as a fashion trend. And I get fashion trends, but that was just moronic. I never, to this day, obviously, I don't understand that.